On to this now. In celebration of National Science Week, we explore the major role that science has played in new discoveries and understanding. In today's digital world, information spreads incredibly fast, making it essential to distinguish between reliable scientific evidence and mere speculation. We've got the founder and CEO of Cetennial Schools who joins us now for more on this. A very good afternoon to you, and thank you for joining us, Shaun. Let's speak a little bit about the National Science Week and why it's so important to highlight developments around the digital and the science space, particularly in the direction, as the direction that we are taking as the world now, with the AI, the chat GPTs, and so that have formed over the last few years.
Sure. Thank you for having me. I think what's very important is that at Cetennial Schools, we decided we needed to provide education that's completely relevant for 2022 and beyond. And we know almost that our education system we inherited from the 20th century, and that's where a lot of education still goes to. So for us, it was important to, one, identify the generation we're teaching, Generation Alpha and Generation Z, and provide them with a setup that is going to be completely relevant. So in the science field, when you're looking at evidence-based science, one of the critical aspects of evidence-based science is thorough research, collection of data, and improving lives. That's the ultimate goal, is that the quality of human lives are improved in health, education, environment, economy, and social well-being. And it's that we bring into the learning space at Cetennial Schools with our teachers and with our students.
You talk about providing a holistic STEM education. What exactly does that look like, Shaun?
STEM fields are not isolated. They often intersect and complement each other. So at Cetennial Schools, our approach was that students explore these connections and understand how different disciplines collaborate to address multifaceted issues. This mirrors the way problems are approached in professional settings. So it's taking real-world applications and putting it into a learning situation. And it goes beyond the textbook to promote innovation and creativity because you're dealing with real live situations. And certainly load shedding and lack of electricity and the issues we have is a real problem, and how we introduce problem-based work and how the students use that to solve and come up with solutions that are sustainable.
And I suppose as we develop those solutions, there needs to be the promotion of diversity and inclusivity when it comes to these STEM fields. I'm sure you would have seen over months now we've had conversations around women in particular being involved or being exposed more to STEM education because of the way that the world is going. And your thoughts on promoting that inclusivity and diversity and whether enough has been done?
I don't think we can ever do enough. I think as education continues to evolve, so will the job landscape. So many future careers will require a combination of technical skills and soft skills like communication, adaptability, teamwork, etc. And this is going to have to come from a diverse group of individuals. So in a school environment, obviously students. And I think by incorporating real-world applications and diverse role models from various backgrounds in our approach to education, we can help break down those stereotypes that you talk about and the barriers that may deter certain groups from pursuing STEM careers. And inclusivity in STEM, the inclusivity in STEM can lead to an incredible amount of research and technological development because you're getting diverse points of view and not just one particular bias.
You've mentioned a point there that says that the learning is continuously developing. How do you create the mindset in young people that the learning and adapting is a lifelong kind of journey, and that continuous learning is going to be needed to be able to adapt to a world that, as you've just mentioned, is constantly changing?
Our students going out into the workplace in the next few years, in fact, almost currently, are going to have a completely different career set to what my generation had. My generation had, we worked, we went to one organization, maybe two, and we got one stream of income. Students now that are going into the workplace, one, we understand that 85% of their jobs that they're going into by 2030 do not right now exist. So that's the one thing. The second thing is it's going to be this tributary of income. So students are going to have various different careers, and probably will have 5 careers by the time they get to 35. So that in itself encourages lifelong learning. You cannot go, I've got one degree, this degree is going to help me, and that's going to get me through my career. That's not going to work at all. And the big challenge is that schools need to understand that and have got to teach in that way. The pedagogy has to change to encourage the students and prepare them for those skills when they leave school, which I don't think we're doing well enough.
Yeah, I mean, that speaks quite closely to actively incorporating those emerging technologies into the curriculum. Centennial has been able to do it, but I suppose, as you mentioned, it's something that's going to be to be done rather across the schooling system in the country so that we are able to keep up with the changing times. And I wonder if it's doable given the challenges that we face in the basic education system.
Never, ever, ever, ever give up. We have to do it. It's not negotiable.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for those insights. That is the founder and the CEO of Cetennial Schools, Shaun, joining us there, saying that we should never, ever give up. We have no choice, basically. We have to adapt to the changing times. And, of course, the curriculum in schools needs to do so as well.